Hi, this is Enhance Your Beauty with Eileen, and I'm Eileen. Today is 6 weeks and 6 days post-op facelift. As you can see, I am still crooked. My mouth is really crooked, and that's just going to take time. I could smile slightly better, but my lips are definitely off, without a doubt, and I still dribble a little bit. so it's there's nothing I can do about it right now. However, I wanted to talk about swelling, and swelling is something we actually can do something about to some extent. So this past weekend, my husband and I went to our favorite restaurant, and it was very crowded because it was a rainy weekend, and it was just, there were no barbecues going on. It was, everyone went to this Italian restaurant, and we were of the many people who were there. So the service wasn't great. The food's always great. The service, because they were a bit overwhelmed, I think was a little bit lacking. I'm telling you this for a reason. We ordered a bottle of wine, a red wine. And my husband is not much of a drinker at all. He'll take a drop, will toast. A little bit more in the drinking realm, you might say. And because we were waiting so long, I didn't really want to eat the bread. I had a little bruschetta, but I didn't want to sort of munch on the bread. So I drank the wine, and I drank more than I should have, particularly since he wasn't really sharing it with me. I was drinking for the two of us, you might say. So I wound up drinking more than I normally do and more than I should have. And we went home, and, we went to bed. The next morning, I was pretty swollen. I mean, I was more swollen than usual. And my husband, who likes to look up everything, he comes to me with his phone and starts reading off how after a facelift, even weeks after a facelift, excessive drinking alcohol can keep you swollen and can affect the stitches in your face and in your neck. And that's all he had to tell me. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? Ay, ay, ay. Oy. So I went on the wagon and I haven't had anything to drink since that night. And I gotta say, as much as I don't like saying you're right, honey, he was right. And what he looked up was probably right as well. I am actually less swollen than I was, because I haven't had anything to drink since that time. So I kind of wanted to say that, even though the doctors will say, definitely don't drink the first 2 weeks, and I didn't. I actually probably didn't drink for longer than that. I would say, yeah, about 3 at least. I did go back and I did have wine. And I didn't have a ton, but this past weekend I did have too much because the food was late, as I mentioned. And I did a good number on that bottle. Let's just say I didn't need a cork. But the food was good and the wine was good. Unfortunately, I paid for it in another way. So it's a cautionary tale for those who plan on having a facelift, have had a facelift, that in the first couple of months of this journey, we're probably wise to watch what we drink. So, sad but true. This is Enhance Your Beauty with Eileen, and I'm Eileen. Thank you.